Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. So I've bought some new kits to add to the stash. At the same time, as you know, through the miniature golf process that I'm doing, I've also managed to get rid of some kits. So with the money that I made on the sale of some, I've bought these new models to add. And there's a big nostalgia thing going on here, so it was bound to happen. Once I saw these kits on the shelf, and it was just like I needed to have them and hopefully build them, rather than putting them in the stash and then in 3 years time selling them like I've just done with a load of stuff. So this is the 172nd Fokker Eindecker. I know that Charlie Max built this. I've built it at least 2 or 3 times in the past. The last iteration I had that Airfix produced, it had overall green colour, so they've released it now in this tan colour. Not a bad kit to build from memory, so I am looking forward to doing that. Let me just flip the box around so you can see the details of that. There you go. As I say, finished in a tan colour, looks quite smart. This was flown by Kurt von Kalstein, I think it is. Sorry, Crailsheim, October 1915. So that's the first one. Next is a kit that is a vintage classic. Has been listed as a vintage classic, so you know that I was going to be wanting to have this. This is the Sopwith Pup. I have built one of these before. This one's going to be a bit more of a challenge because of the struts, the numerous struts on this, whereas the Eindecker doesn't have those. It's been a while since I've built a biplane, so we'll see how we get on. As I say, because it's vintage classic, I wanted to have it in my collection. I'll flip the box around so you can see the details on that. So interestingly, you got 2 choices of how to finish this aircraft. Either is as a aircraft from number 4 Squadron, Royal Naval Air Service, 1917, or as a number 46 Squadron, Royal Flying Corps, 1917. I think for ease, we'll probably do the Royal Naval Air Service, and I quite like the fact that it's got ANZAC on there. So yeah, when I do this, I will probably do it in that iteration. Next is a kit that I've never built before, but it's been marked up as a vintage classic. 144 scale, this one, so not my usual scale to build things. The Boeing 314 Clipper. So I don't know how well this kit goes together. As you know, some of the Airfix vintage classics are absolute crap. I wouldn't touch them with a barge pole, but because I haven't had experience of this kit before, I don't know what it's going to be like. I will probably find out that it is not very good. Fingers crossed that that's not the case. Looking forward to building this. As I say, I've never built it before, but hopefully it'll be one of those kits that, yes, it's old, but it still goes together okay and isn't too much of a git to put together. So that's that one. Right, this is a brand new figure from Games Workshop. This is Njal Stormcaller. However, there is still nostalgia connected with this because they used to produce a metal figure of this character, and I used to have it when I had a Space Wolf army back in whenever. It was an all metal figure, as I say. So again, it could have been 1994, similar to the Morgan Ra that I recently showed you. So the plan is to paint this guy up, and what I might do once I get a few pennies together is buy the metal miniature off eBay to have the 2 of them. Yeah, was really into my Space Wolves as I say, back in the day, all the backstories of the characters and so on, and so it was great that Games Workshop brought this out as a new iteration, and I'm looking forward to painting it. I'm not sure whether there's any detail on the back of the box. Let's have a look. So it just shows the figure without any background or anything, but then you get to see the figure from the rear, the detail on the cloak and the wolf pelt. Final one today is the Space Wolves Wolf Priest. Obviously Njal and this Wolf Priest were both 40k figures. Now I bought this because still a bit of a nostalgia connection. There used to be a figure which was Ulrich, I think. Was it Ulrich? Anyway, there was an all-metal figure back in the day that was the Wolf Priest for the Space Wolves, and I had him, and so when they brought this out I thought I would get this, although he's not a named Wolf Priest. And what I may do is get again go on eBay and see if I can get a metal figure that similar to the one they had way back, and get that painted up as well. So that's the plan. Let me flip the box around so you can see the reverse, see what details on there. So on this figure, what's cool is that you can have him without a helmet. Now I don't know which one I'm going to do, to be honest, because I love the helmet and hood, but I also really like the just his face. So yeah, we shall see. So there you go, guys. That's my stash ads for the moment. I'm trying to be good, obviously, as you know, with the miniature golf tournament that I'm doing. I am being careful not to get too much new stuff, and hopefully at the end of the year have a huge deficit in the amount of figures I've painted, kits I've painted, or figures sold, or kits I've sold. That's the plan. Thanks ever so much for watching. Look after yourselves, and I'll catch up with you soon.